Namaste everyone. Welcome to my channel Roots and Voices India. Now we will discuss a very important DDL command called Truncate. We will see what is the importance of Truncate, why we are using Truncate, what is Truncate, and when we are using Truncate, how it is impacting our table and data. So for that we will see some important details over here. So we'll see like what is table in SQL. A table is a fundamental database object used to store and organize a collection of related data in a structured format of rows and columns. Tables are the core component of any relational database management system or called RDBMS. So like table is very important database object. So whenever we are using SQL, so we are storing data in rows and column format. So, and it is kind of Excel, we are storing data in a cell. So, right, in that way, structure and components. A table is structured much like a spreadsheet and consists of several key components. Columns, field or attribute, you can say. These are the vertical entities that define the type of data the data holds. Each column has a unique name and specific data type. We have already discussed what all data types are there and why we are using data type. So if you can see here, so why we need data types in SQL, it is mentioned over here. These are the vertical entities that define the type of data the table holds. So we have to define what kind of data that column should hold. For that reason, we are defining a particular data type to that column. So rows, these are the horizontal entities that represents a single complete entry of a or record within the table. For an example, in an employee table, a single row would contain all the information for specific employees. So we have already seen this thing here. If we'll scroll here. So if I'll scroll here and I'll go up. So if you see here, this is one row. So if I go in this way, the data which we are having, that is one row. And in this way, it is one row. Okay. And so the columns, these are each and separate columns. So in Excel, so if we'll separate these things by line, so each one will become a cell. Okay, like this one, if you see here. So these are the columns and these are the rows. And these are the each and everything is a cell. Then we have already discussed how to create a table. What is the syntax for a table? We have already seen this, how we are assigning the data type to a column name and all. Everything we have completed. So we'll go to Truncate. Why we are using Truncate? The SQL Truncate table command is used to quickly remove all rows from a table while keeping the table structure or schema intact. It is a data definition language, DDL command, and is more efficient for mass deletion than the delete statement. So what we are doing in delete, so when going forward we'll see like how we are deleting data. So in delete, what we are doing, in delete we are deleting the data like record wise with the use of where clause. But what we are doing in Truncate, if we'll truncate a table, it will remove all the records from a table and it will keep only the table structure. So like when it's needed to delete all the data from a table, we are going for truncate command. So what is the syntax for that? Truncate table, then table name. This is very simple syntax. When we are truncating the data, it is very simple syntax, but its impact is big. So when to use truncate? Remove all records from a large table quickly for performance reason. So if you want to get some good performance and we want to remove all the data and we want to ingest some new data over there, so at that time we can go for the truncate command. So for an example, we have created one table and we are testing some data. So and now we have completed with our test data and we want to move that table to our production environment. Before that, we have to remove those test data and we have to ingest new data. So before that, what we can do, we can truncate the whole table so that I will remove all the records from the table and I will ingest new data. Like as per the client requirement, I can go with the like live data, which will be used in our production environment. And when we are doing this thing, so we are keeping the table structure, indexes, and constraints intact. So there will be no changes to this table structure. So whatever data type we have defined, whatever constraints we have defined, whatever indexes we have defined, those things will remain as it is. Only those data inside the table will be removed. So for that reason, we are using truncate command. So we'll see doing practical how this command is working. So let's go to our SQL. So as you know, like I have already created this calendar sales table. Now what I will do, I will remove all the records from this table. So I can, before that, I will write a query to see what all data is there. Select star from table. If I will execute this query, so what will be the record I'm getting? So we connect this one. We'll change it to training. We'll run it. See. Sorry. Training. We'll run it. Execute it. See. So these many records we are having in this particular table. So what I'll do now, I will truncate the table. Truncate. Truncate. Truncate table. Table name. So if I'll execute this query, so command complete successfully. So what you have to write? This is the command truncate table and this is the table name. Only two things we have to remember. One is the truncate table and the calendar, the table name. So what truncate table is doing? It is removing all the data from this table. Only the table structure is remaining. So if now I'll check what all data there inside the table. Select star from table. If I will run this query, execute, see, there is no data. So in this way, we can remove the whole data from a table. It will only keep the table structure as it is, and it will remove all the data from the table. Hope I have covered this session. So this is like in this session, the query is very small. Only we are covering the theory part, like why we are using truncate, because like when we are using truncate, no, we have to keep something in our mind. So when we are truncating a table, so it will remove all the data from a table. That means like we have to some like very conscious when we are doing this, when we are performing this DDL command, because like it might impact our database, it might impact our business. So please make sure like when you are trying to truncate a table, you should know like the data which is there in the table is not required and it is saved in some other format, or like in a as a backup you kept those data, so that like whenever needed you can bring those data. If not needed completely, then it is fine. If you think like it going forward we might need those data, so please make sure you are keeping those data as a backup. Then only you are truncating the table as per the client requirement or your business requirement. Thank you for watching. In our next session, we'll see how to drop a table and we'll see how to delete the data from a table. So now we have seen like what is truncate. What the truncate is doing? Truncate removing all the data. When you'll see delete will remove some specific records from a table as for our condition. That we'll see by performing multiple conditions how we can delete those data. So for today, it's that's it. We'll meet in next session. Thank you.